Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Friday episode of Oilersnation Radio. Bag Milk, Rick, Tyler, Liam, Dan. Gang's all here.
Feeling loosey-goosey.
Are we?
I don't know.
Tyler is spicy.
Kind of
beer
the
league.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tyler is a spicy boy after beer league.
We keep looking to see if someone got suspended. Who got suspended or why?
I can't say.
Say his name.
Oh, I should. Oh, no, I can't.
Say the
though.
name. Say the team and the number.
When do you find out if
Say
he
the
got
commissioner.
suspended?
I don't know.
27.
I'm checking the suspensions page right now.
Well, he told you
Nothing
to
yet.
check his hockey DB. Surely you looked him up and found out his name.
Whoa. Is this the guy that was like their ringer?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
Said words that are not acceptable in the year of our Lord 2024.
Oh.
Ever.
Yeah, and they were never acceptable,
Yeah.
especially now. But
An N-bomb?
We're not.
this is getting
We're not
so.
going to go down the road of figuring
Yeah, we don't
it
need
out.
to guess.
Everybody
what
else
word
wants to know.
No, they don't. I don't need to be
Hang on,
disparaging
let
anybody.
Rick guess every slur until he gets it.
Yeah. There's only so many that you should get suspended for.
Rick, I'll tell you later.
Oh.
He's one of them.
Yeah, just keep guessing until we'll get there.
How long is the show?
we got an hour. Go.
Every 11 minutes, I'm going to drop one and see it.
Yeah, no, it's I've been having a good couple
Stick
days.
around, dear listeners, for the next guest.
How many games are we talking?
If the letter of the law is followed by the league, should be 3, but it don't matter because the next game's winner take all. So he scored like 7 of their 11 goals in the series.
Well, now they're going to be able to figure it out.
Ooh, well, we know what player it was. He has a
Sucks for him.
DB.
Yeah, it sucks for him. Maybe he shouldn't say that word to me.
Yeah. The R word?
It hasn't been 11 minutes, Rick. You have to wait.
All right, we are dropping this and getting to the hockey people actually care about.
Now I'm curious. Now what I want to know is if
There's
this
only
actually
like 3 more words. That
makes
maybe
it
2
into
more.
the
Go ahead. What's your next guess?
No more of this. Talk about the Oilers.
When's next Tuesday?
No, that's not.
No?
That's not a suspension.
Well, those are like the. That was like the
No, playoffs start on
1,
April
2,
the 20th,
then
Rick.
3.
They start on Saturday, Rick, not Tuesday.
I like how you've just guessed 3, and there's very few of them that could.
Well,
get
that's what I'm
suspended.
saying.
Missed on all of them. But we're not going to say it.
Yeah, we're not going to
That's
say it. We're just
fair.
going to move on. We're going to talk about the Oilers.
Well, it should be no suspension then. I think.
Desperately trying to
We're just
reel
here
this
trying
back.
to avoid the suspension, Tyler.
I got you.
Ref,
That's fair. I'm on board with that
ref was right there too. It was so
Ooh.
funny.
one. That's not smart.
Yeah, it's well, what can you do?
Arguably,
You know what? That's not even clever either. Like if you're gonna like and I am someone who likes to chirp a little bit here and there. You gotta keep it friendly for those around you in terms of what you're using, like the F word and whatnot. But be clever.
It has to be able to
Be
fly
creative.
on network television.
Be creative.
Yeah,
It has to be able to fly on network television during prime
No HBO.
time. During prime time. During prime time.
I'm more of an HBO guy. Maybe After Dark.
I do love the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's fantastic.
Artemi Panarin mention.
He did get mentioned.
Breadman.
The bread man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway,
Delicious debate.
delicious debate.
How many games will he get suspended for?
Oh,
That should be the full 3.
no! In this league, he's getting 0.
This is
Is it
beer
the
league
NHL?
radio.
He stayed on the ice for like 6 minutes after the game.
He pulled a Tortorella?
pleading with the refs to like let him off the hook. I said something else.
Oh, and now you can't even stand up for your own words? Come
No.
on, little fella. Oh, look at that.
Listen,
It's so funny.
He's on the cover page?
are you?
Well, only on the cover page for the
If
suspensions.
Tyler gets a suspension,
Can we
we'll hear
tweet
it
that
live on
photo
air.
out of you on the?
Look, there I am.
Yeah, I want to see you.
What's that website called?
I
Let
don't know.
everybody go see Tyler's stats, Liam.
I'm only there every couple of times you reload. I think. I don't think I'm there all the time.
Just keep reloading until you see Tyler up there.
Just keep going. Keep
He's
bouncing
on
around.
the website for his men's league beer league
see
team.
him
Div
up there.
6.
People are going to be able to connect some dots now.
The only thing sweeter than the taste of victory is starting your day with a new Cinnabon pull-apart from Wendy's, Tyler. But there's no reason you can't have both now that Wendy's and Daily Face-Off Fantasy are giving you the chance to win weekly prizes all season long. Go to dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com, enter the game that happens, refreshes every week. Once again, I was out on Wednesday this week. I won a day.
Do you think they maniacally laugh at people in the morning?
Yes.
Like they just sit around, They like Tuesday morning. They're like, okay, let's go. We got a little meeting here. 7 people are in there. All right, let's see what they did. Idiots.
Producer Gavin Turnick is on the verge of winning for a 3rd straight week. He's completed the gauntlet back-to-back weeks, and he's still alive this week.
What?
It's
What's he
insane.
won?
Prizes from Wendy's.
Yeah, but
Delicious
we're talking
prizes.
like a Baconator.
Ask him. He's got the Wendy's app. He'd be able to show you.
Oh, he's not even here today.
Man, he hasn't even collected yet.
I don't know.
He's just stocking up on
He's saving
delicious
for
Wendy's.
a feast.
Oh, that's
That'd be
smart.
a great play.
That is real smart.
Yep.
Hey, even if you make the wrong picks at dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com, at least you know heading to Wendy's right now for a $5 Cinnabon pull apart and a small coffee is a great choice. Sign up for Daily Face Off Survivor today. Sponsored by Wendy's and the Wendy's app. Download the app in the App Store. Get some points. Get yourself some food. Maybe it's a frosty day today. It's snowy. You would think that's not a frosty day, but to me it is.
Still above 0 or
course.
hovering right around 0.
Of course. It's time to go to Wendy's.
You know how they do the old dip your fries in the
In the frosty.
frost? Yeah,
Of course.
I saw somebody on Twitter the other day. She was dipping her fries in her Guinness.
In a Guinness?
Yeah, like the froth up top.
I don't know. I
Ooh.
like that.
For
In the
those who, yeah, I was just.
I do like a
suggest-
Guinness, though.
I'm just saying, maybe give it
And you
Give it
like
a dunk.
fries.
give it a dunk.
I do like a pommes frites. Maybe I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll try it Saturday at Greta. We're having a viewing party for the BOA. Talk about that a little bit later. First, it's time for the delicious debate. Tyler Yaremchuk, what do you have for us today?
Are there any reasons to be concerned after watching the game against the Dallas Stars?
My reason to be concerned, not about the loss, just that the boys allowed what was a very tight game to get derailed in a span of 6 minutes.
And see, so I think I'll piggyback off that a little bit. Like, the concern is we saw them last year against Vegas give up a lot of these goals where it was a direct result of an implosion in their own end or a gruesome turnover, like the real shoot yourself in the foot kind of moments. And they said coming into this year, like Draisaitl said it in the media that like it is a goal they want to eliminate those from their game, right? And then we saw in a big game against the Dallas Stars, a team, a measuring stick, all those cliches, you just reverted back to shooting yourself in the foot.
What was the score before the 4-on-1 goal?
Before it was
2-0.
I think it was still
So it was 2-0 when
we
we gave up the 4-on-1. The 4-on-1 made it 3-0.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm fairly certain
that
it was,
what it
either,
went?
it was
Alright.
either 1-0 or 2-0.
It was just frustrating because Ottinger was playing well.
You got some luck in there.
He did. The Oilers hit some posts.
Mhm.
They had some opportunities that just didn't go their way. And then again, there's that like 6 minute window. It's under 6 minutes. It's like 5:50 or something like that.
Yep.
Just the mistakes were egregious and they compounded. And like, I'm not worried about losing. That's fine. It happens. Just, man, those details, like, boys, you got to tighten that shit up.
Yeah, that is why I'm a little concerned.
I've been saying it all year, though, and I heard it said a couple more times by other people more important than myself since that game.
Thank you.
But the Oilers' biggest obstacle is themselves.
Yes.
They have the tendency to have these games where they just go to shit, right? So that first period was close.
Yep.
And it wasn't.
They were the better
It was
team.
not
I'd go even further and say
Yeah,
that.
it was 100%. But it wasn't even like a great period for them. I think we're the better team. If they popped a goal or two, things are way different. That's always the way it is with this team. If they can get that first goal or two, they roll a lot better. Once they start getting stopped or whatever, you can see like the pressure add up on these guys. Frustrating, but it is what it is. I think that's where the advantages of bringing a guy like Corey Perry is going to help, right? You're going to someone who's like, guys, I've been there before. This is game 1 of, a 7-game in the first series. Like, let's calm down. Let's go play our game. We'll be fine. But I think that's all this game was. And I know everybody got, well, not everybody, but I know a lot of people got super duper upset about it and blew things out of proportion and kind of just did what they sort of normally do. It was a bad game. It was a bad section of the game. We weren't able to bring ourselves out of it, which kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, I was pissed after that game.
Sure.
But that was more of just like the reactionary, fuck, I hate losing to this team. I can't stand this organization.
Mm-hmm.
And in a blink of an eye or 3 blinks of an eye, the whole game just went away. And it didn't have to be that way. I'm actually happy that we hit the couple posts and they didn't go in the net, because I think this is going to sting a lot worse for the team. I think it's going to anger them and stick in their craw a little bit longer. Had we made this a 5-3 game or something like that, I think you could see the interviews where it's we had the opportunities, we just couldn't score, and it's kind of like whatever, right? They're not blowing it off, but they're like, we could have won that game. Well, now this game sits there as a 5-0 reminder. We definitely could have won that game, but it sits there in 5-0. It irks all of us. It therefore irks them even more. I guarantee that. And I think it will. I think it'll push them going forward. And I think it'll just keep that. It's a nice reminder that, guys, don't get too high on yourselves. Here's a quick slap in the face. Now get back to work, and you've got a massive game tonight.
Yeah, I think I just want to talk about like the reaction from people was nuts.
It was over the top.
Colorado beat Dallas like by 5 goals this season too. Like sometimes good teams are gonna lose games.
All of a sudden they're like, oh, you can't win with this and this and this.
Yeah.
The Oilers actually went on a 16-game winning streak this year, which if you win 16 games in a row starting April 21st, you just won the Stanley Cup faster than anybody else. Not going to happen, however.
A lot of people have been discounting, and I hate this so much, discounting the wins the Oilers have had against playoff teams. Mm-hmm. Being like, oh, well, you just beat Nashville. You just beat L.A. It's like, but they beat them. They won the game. I had someone today argue with me that overtime wins aren't as good as regulation wins. It's like, they still count.
There's overtime in the playoffs.
Goalpost move.
Oh, my
you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
And I'm sure Colorado and Dallas and Nashville and Vegas, they've got no 1-goal wins at all. They're all
and they've
blowouts.
never lost by more than 3 goals.
Everyone is at
They
least
win every
a
game
puck
by
line
7.
win.
Colorado lost to Columbus the other night.
Who would have thought
Happens.
playing against other playoff teams would be a close competitive game? Who would have thought?
Not me.
Like, crazy stuff happening here.
I realize I'm just going to now go and do a rant about 3 things from the game that I was frustrated with. But the 3 things that got me with that game, and I think it's just because it's like a microcosm of things that we've seen with this team over and over again this season, is forced errors in the first period, then kind of turned into unforced errors in the second and the third period for the team. The giveaways in our own zone that, again, Dallas is a good team at going after your star players and blanketing your star players and forcing them to make decisions. And Draisaitl, I think, was a direct result of all of that from that game. So there's the forced
Can I just
errors.
jump in on you there? I think the Oilers, against a team like Dallas, they got to play simpler.
Yep.
They're trying plays that are just, they're too cute by half, and like Dallas will eat that shit up.
Especially on the road.
Yes.
They forecheck really hard, and if your defense doesn't move that puck really fast, they're on top of you. They're creating turnovers. Your defense has to move that puck super fast.
So like you mentioned Draisaitl quickly, Dan, is just like when Draisaitl connects on those blind backhand passes, they're magic. But on a team like Dallas, you almost have to kind of wipe those out just a little bit and think of the simpler play, because like if it goes wrong, they will turn it around on you very quickly, and they did.
There was the first goal when Draisaitl turned it over and got stripped by Craig Smith, I think it was. The frustrating part, besides the turnover of that goal, is that like Corey Perry comes into the picture and is clearly just like 2 feet down the boards from Draisaitl. So there was an easy outlet pass for him to make, but he tries to take on 2 guys. It's like, just chip it off the glass, man. Like reset a little bit. It doesn't matter.
The simple play is fine.
Yeah.
The other one, before you go on, Dan, is I was really frustrated with Darnell Nurse. Like, I know the refs were terrible, agreed, but like pulling yourself off the ice for 12 minutes doesn't help anybody.
The 2 minutes is the 2 minutes. The 10 minutes, though, I think we need further information, though, because I don't know what he could say that he's going to get the auto 10. A good referee, and they had one on, I think, the Kevin Carey show yesterday morning. It was Paul Stewart.
The big program?
Pardon?
The big program.
Yeah, the big program. He said he'd never kicked a coach out, and I think he said only he gave 4 bench minors. A good referee, a referee who's not allowing his ego to get in the way, would have skated towards the penalty box, said, stop now or you're getting 10. Instead, he just gave him the auto 10.
You want to start guessing what maybe Darnell Nurse said? No, I'm kidding.
All right, every 11 start at the top of the list.
Well, one of the...
So there's the unforced errors or forced errors becoming unforced errors throughout the game. Second issue I have is the shot totals. The Oilers, I felt like it was a fraudulent shot total by them. Maybe that's just my perception, but yeah, it really felt like the high danger opportunities were coming from the Dallas Stars every single time, and then the Oilers would have 8 shots on the board, and you didn't even know where those came from. So that's my second issue. Third issue is there's no pushback in that third period. This team, you knew that you were probably losing that hockey game, but you don't come out like gangbusters and try and ruin Ottinger's night. Like, it didn't even feel like there was a fight in the third period out of the Edmonton Oilers. That's concerning to me. So I think that
third was their worst period.
Yeah, and
especially in a night where there was the 5-on-5 fight, then there's the Revo fight. Like, it was like fight central here. Guys, grab somebody and do something.
100%.
Then
So,
show that you're as pissed off as everybody in this room was at the same time.
so to back up Dan's point on the shots, in the first period, the Oilers had 8 high danger chances.
When we're bad, we give up a lot of high dangers.
No, they had that.
Yeah, we give up a lot of, when we're not playing well, we give up a lot of high danger chances. That's one thing
so it
we're
was 5 in the
terrible for.
first against and 6 against. The Oilers in the second and third period had 1 in the second and 1 in the third.
Yeah.
High danger chances score. That's crazy.
When you have nothing left to lose except getting that one freaking goal, it's really frustrating to me. So yeah, I think that people's frustration, I think, boiled over from other games, maybe even just so much as coming into that game and watching that. And I do like your point, Rick. That is just a 5 spot that's hung up on them, and they get to wear that stink for the rest
I
of the
don't
season.
want it to be a
as a
5-3. I'm
reminder.
glad those hit the post now.
Yeah,
Because
fair
I don't
enough.
want them to sit there and go, well, we could have won that.
Yep.
You're right, you could have won it, but not because those posts. If you buckle down and play the way you're supposed to, the way you can, the way we've all seen you do it inside your own end, you're going to handle these guys. And you're talking about a goaltender that not, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was pretty solid and got some good bounces, some good luck. Our goaltender was very good as well.
Stellar to start. Yep.
I think that, like, again, it goes back to playing a simpler game.
Playoff hockey.
Yes, exactly. Some of that shit that they tried to pull against Dallas, it works against Anaheim because Anaheim's not that good.
You can really sling it around against the AHL Ducks.
But against the Dallas Stars, the best team in their division, a legitimate contender, you got to keep it tight.
And those teams are all, and we've said it since he got here, those teams are buckling down and giving you their best when we walk in there.
Of course.
Because nobody wants to lose to Connor and Leon. Nobody wants to get embarrassed by those two. And those two can embarrass anybody if you're not on your game.
One other thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
And I don't know how I'm going to say it yet, but I'm going to put some words out there, and you guys pick.
I'd like to
pick
hear
me
you
apart.
work through it.
So Wyatt Johnston scored his 30th goal of the season against the Oilers the other day, and obviously from an Oilers perspective, that's someone
Why? Why
Oilers-
does it hurt?
they could
I
have
hate
had
this
him.
part.
They could have had him. But I think one thing that needs to be put out there about Wyatt Johnston is that he is in a world of his own. He was a 23rd overall pick in a year that he did not play hockey. He did not play that year. It was hard to judge what he was going to be. He now leads his draft class in goals and points and assists and everything. Like, what he is doing is incredible, and I think it's sometimes a bit harsh, and don't get me wrong, the others are drafted
Not well.
terribly, I think is a fair way to put it.
How dare you?
But I just don't think it's fair to label him and Borgo as, like, in the same group, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think the Oilers obviously made a mistake not taking him, knowing what he had become. But if he had had a year of junior, there's no way he would have been the 23rd overall.
You are a scout.
I am.
So you
one.
kind of understand what it would be like to see players and not see players and what it's like to...
It's hard, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, right? So, I mean...
And the Oilers don't have an Ontario scout. What do you want them to do? You know?
Well, that's
Send you.
that's a bigger problem.
If you didn't have a show every day...
Yeah, that's true. But I just think that's going to be something that just lingers around. The fact they traded down and missed on Jesper Wallstead too, and they got Borgo. He looks like I don't want to call him a bust.
This
He's not
goaltender
what he should
has this
be.
goaltender still played in the NHL yet?
No,
Couple
and
games.
we have there's other layers with
We have a
Wallstead too, which
goaltender.
is-
We have two goaltenders right now. We would
we had
not...
Skinner come through,
And
Like,
we had
were-
Rodrigue behind
Yeah.
him.
I'm not upset about the Wallstead.
No,
non-pick
I
at
know, but
all.
people
that
just
was
keep
another
bringing
one
it up.
labeled to it. But I just don't think it's.
And
It's
just
fair to
because-
judge them on their drafting, but the Johnston one is just like
And because
everybody missed.
and because they have two young kids playing, everybody should be playing their young kids.
The Oilers do that too. They just brought through McLeod and Bouchard and Skinner.
But it's
Skinner and Bouchard were both on their rookie deals last season, and the Oilers were looking to be one of the best teams in the league.
and in
Everyone just
November
wants to
and in
forget
November, if you said, "Hey, we're gonna play Broberg and Lavoie," instead of going out and get some veterans, this whole city would have shit themselves because
Yeah.
it's Connor's XX year, and you're wasting another year, and blah blah. And so and I'm fine with that. But you can't have both sides here. You can't say, "Hey, we need the veterans, we need the actual NHLers," and then in game 73 or whatever the hell it was, lose to a team that has a couple of young guys and go, "Well, we're not playing our young guys. We're never going to fucking win."
And,
You can't say both things. Be one or the other.
And I just think the Holloway argument needs to kind of come to an end as well, because not on that Holloway isn't good enough to play in the top 6 or whatever, but like they're just not going to do it. Like,
Yeah, but I think they deserve criticism for not doing
I
it.
agree. But for us to all scream from the rooftop, like call him up and play.
Who are you
playing?
playing? Who are you like? So actually, I know you're probably gonna. You'd put you'd put him in this all lineup right now.
Holloway?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I would too, but
Over
they
Whomst.
won't. Over Whomst?
How do you think I'm going to say?
I would
You're
put
gonna
him in
say
the top
Janmark.
6 against Draisaitl.
But
See,
like-
Janmark makes no mistakes.
But like,
And I don't
you
like-
really want to play Holloway instead of Janmark and just play him like a handful of minutes a night? He doesn't kill penalties.
Oh, I'm saying put him in the lineup. I don't think they actually need. They're at the point they can sacrifice a penalty kill guy right now. They have enough PKers in the lineup, and I want someone with a bit more offensive upside. And I think again, Dylan Holloway at 7 minutes isn't ideal. I'd be playing him more than that. I'd be playing him up the lineup a little bit.
Like if they had tried Holloway earlier in the season, obviously hindsight is 2020, but like they could have changed their deadline plans too. Like it would have changed.
The frustration when you see a team like Dallas doing what they're doing isn't like call up all the kids and play Lavoie and Broberg and all these guys right now, because I understand what you're saying, Liam. The frustration is Dallas is having success with these guys. Thomas Harley is another unbelievable example of this, because they bring him up and they play him. Stankoven got called up first 2 games. He was like 15 plus minutes. Dylan Holloway comes in, and I mean, remember last year they start him on Draisaitl's wing. He makes one mistake and he basically never gets another sniff there. And I just think give these young kids opportunities to actually develop and coach them and make them better, instead of just being like, well, he wasn't great, so
But I also
7
think-
minutes.
I guess I just have a harder time with it, just because we're talking about Wyatt Johnson here specifically. Last year was his rookie season. 82 games, he had 24 goals. Dylan Holloway has 83 NHL games and has 6 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not saying Dylan Holloway would be a 30-goal guy, but again, Wyatt Johnson didn't score those 24 goals playing 8 minutes a night, right? Like he got them because he was given some opportunity here. And Dylan Holloway is not the offensive piece that Wyatt Johnson is. He had some great years in Major Junior, all of that. But I just wish there was a little bit of runway given to these guys and an opportunity for them to prove they can learn on the fly a little bit. I know it's not a developmental league, but there's a ton of value in having young players who become impactful for you. And I just don't think the Oilers, on a consistent basis, give their young pieces enough of a chance to actually establish themselves and become impactful.
Last year, Wyatt Johnson averaged just over 15 minutes a night.
I need to
6
play power play.
Just under 17 minutes a night this year.
Yeah, which is always a tough thing, too, with these young guys in Edmonton, is like you're never going to get the power play time because 90 seconds of every power play goes to the big guns, right? So that's another part of it. That's just a reality of who the Oilers are. But I don't know, man. I can't shake the feeling that Dylan Holloway, it could be an impactful NHLer and could be an upgrade on a Brown or a Janmark.
I don't even think it's necessarily like 15 minutes in the NHL. It just can't be 10 minutes in the NHL one night and then you play 30 minutes in the American League the next night. Like it needs to be one of, like he just needed to be in the American League for like a full season, kind of what they're doing for Broberg right now.
Yeah.
So like, again, it's easy to say this now, but like imagine if Broberg and Holloway had both played in the American League, all 80 games, whatever they played on there last season. And then you come into training camp this year and you're like, okay, they're ready to go. We know exactly what they are now. Let's put them in the lineup. We don't have to go and sign whoever it was, right? Like they can move on from Kulak in the summer or whatever it is. Now we're kind of seeing it where it's like that'll probably be the conversation for this summer, but Dallas has done it right. You've got Robertson, Ottinger.
Dallas
Holloway,
also doesn't
Scott.
have that you need to win now. But everybody says you need to win now because Connor's contract's almost up. Leon's contract's almost up. I feel like there's more
Well, they don't need
pressure to win right now for the Oilers than Dallas.
because they went to the Stanley Cup final 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and that helped
failed.
being like, well, getting to
They
the Stanley
failed.
Cup closer than the Oilers have been since 2006.
Just
In
like
Edmonton.
31 other teams, they failed.
I'd rather make the Stanley Cup final than not, Rick.
Yeah.
You weren't old. That's
I mean, it
July
hurts.
2nd of 2006. I'm not so sure I was agreeing with you. But
Yeah, I don't know that I was either. I was.
You
I
wouldn't
was in a
trade those
bad
memories
spot.
for the world.
Well, like I said, 3 days afterwards, I was willing to probably would have. Maybe now removed.
Full on Men in Blacket. and
Yeah,
beat
no,
the
give me
left.
that. I will stare right at that thing.
In the moment, it was a good time, but like after seeing it go the other way,
Yeah,
it's not so much.
yeah, that's pain.
It was a different kind of pain.
That was
And in Game 7 too.
yeah, down to almost off Pisani's shaft and then at the tie. Like
I watched.
I still have a Band-Aid on inside here, man.
I watched Game 7 with a non-hockey fan, and she said to me in the third period, "Well, there's always next year."
Oh, I would have.
Oof. That's not the line.
Jail.
Yeah, she's in a hole now.
That's why Dan had to
That's
leave
why I had to move
Halifax.
back to Edmonton, yeah.
He's been running. He's been on the run ever since.
Yeah, Dan is on the lam. He is needing a alibi from summer 2006.
Yeah.
I'll be running hockey fights from Alabama next year.
Anything else on the delicious debate, fellas?
It sucked, but it was only one game.
Is that suspension fulfilled yet,
no,
Tyler?
not.
Oh, okay.
So
All right, we'll keep checking in.
yeah, we'll keep tabs on it. I know.
What was that
everyone's-
word again that he used?
Or Rick, you got a guess?
No,
I know it
stop
now.
it.
Is that him on the right?
No,
Oh.
that would be funny though.
That would be great. That's not you anymore.
No.
Listen, boys, I've been trying to cook more at home lately, but it's Friday, and that's a takeout night.
Yeah.
Castle Bag Milk. Thankfully, for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25. That's 25% off, up to $10 value, and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and use the promo code NATION25. Don't forget, code NATION25 for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms do apply. A couple of losses this week, boys. So I'm curious to see who delivers for you. Our friends at DoorDash want to know. While you're thinking, I'm going to ponder my order tonight. The Oilers play, what time? 7?
Yes.
I'm going to say 7. Okay. So that is perfect time for a donair as the first course. I use the double dash. Maybe get myself a little treat. Maybe like I'll get them to go into a store, a full McCain deep and delicious cake.
Oh my god!
So
Would you
I
crush that
was-
in one night?
I just want so I know they're not a sponsor, so I won't say their name, but someone's offering onion rings out there right now. It might be on a chicken sandwich with onion ring on it. I highly suggest everyone tries their onion rings. They
you
are
can get-
fantastic. Oh, I also tweeted about it.
You can
9 out of 10 at the very least.
You can get dessert there too.
Could you
Can
get
we
that
find them on
cheesecake?
DoorDash?
Yeah,
You can.
Excellent.
It is that cheesecake. You wouldn't believe how good it is.
See?
I would take your word for it.
Yeah, I took my friend a few years ago. My friend and I were at West Edmonton Mall, and we went to that establishment Rick is talking about. And I was like, "You should try the cheesecake." And he's like, "Why would I have a cheesecake from you?" I was like, "If you don't like the cheesecake, I will transfer you money for your entire meal."
And eat the rest of it.
Yeah, and I'll have the rest. And he loved it. We still talk about it today.
Flavor?
I believe it was strawberry and raspberry, something
Yeah,
like that.
probably the
Lovely.
go-to.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Well, maybe you want to DoorDash yourself some cheesecake tonight. I don't know.
Let
Who's
me
going
know.
to stop you? Let Liam know what flavor you get.
And if you don't like the cheesecake, Liam will pay for it. Your whole meal.
Money back guarantee on the whole cheesecake industry from Liam.
Yep. You know what? I'd really like a piece of like lemon cheesecake right now. It'd be delightful. Big lemon guy. Big lemon guy. Nation Dan starting down at the end of the line with you for our friends at DoorDash. Who delivered for you?
According to the rules, I have to go with last night or the Wednesday night game only, right? Because we did.
Yeah,
Monday
we'll just
night
go this
game.
week.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to just use the Wednesday night game, and I'm going to go to Sam Carrick. I think he had a great game. 4 shots on goal. Had really the only offensive flourish there in the first period where you felt like he was in on his own and could have done it. So, yeah, Sam Carrick, for having been in and out of the lineup as much as he has, you delivered in a shutout.
Ding
loss.
dong indeed.
So good. They took him out tonight for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
that one
Doesn't
didn't
make
make
a
any
lot
Well,
sense.
I do want to talk about the new line combos here in a second, but we're going to get through this first. Liam,
Um,
for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
I took the easy one off the board. Sorry, Liam.
Yeah, no. That was probably a 1 of 1. Should I say Pickard? Like, I thought he was fine.
I was debating saying Pickard.
It wasn't his fault that he allowed 5. So I'll say Pickard because I think the others really hung him out to dry. And when your backup goalie is in a game, you should probably play about 20 times better than they did.
At least
It's a lot.
20 times. Tyler, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
I'm going to go with Vincent Desharnais. He was named the Oilers' pick for the Masterton Trophy this year, and I thought he had a really good media avail where he talked about some of the trying times in his personal life and in his hockey career to this point. So I think Vinny, a 7th-round pick who's flourished and turned into an everyday NHL defenseman, defied the odds, and now he gets the Masterton nod. Like a 7th-round pick nominated for an NHL award, like he kind of said today. That's pretty sweet. So Vinny is my who delivered.
Like when you draft a 7th-round pick, generally speaking, you see them draft a person that is a name and you forget it forever.
you're kind of hoping they can make the American League.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they can be something within your organization. His
story's
career
great.
doesn't make any sense. Like, in the sense of, like, he got a scholarship to Providence after scoring, like, 5 assists in one season in the BCHL.
He's a giant.
But he said in his interview today as well that, like, so I think he played for the Chilliwack Chiefs. They were trying to send him to Junior B that same year. And then the next year he's at Providence. Next year, that summer, he's drafted. And then, like, the rest is just a great story. But it's just, like, absolutely amazing what he's been able to do.
So I wrote the news.
100 games.
100 games. So I wrote the news hit for Oilersnation.com today for the Masterton Award nominations. And it's just wild that even when he got recalled last January, you almost kind of thought, oh, maybe this is just going to be like a quick one. Needed a guy. He just grabbed the spot, and he's not giving it up. Pretty remarkable.
He was supposed to start the season on the squad last year, or at least come up around Christmas time, and he didn't play at all before that because he had his hand injury, which is why he didn't play very much in the preseason last year. I assumed at that point that was probably going to push him back the entire season because they were going to want to see him play half a season. But they called him up for the LA-Anaheim series anyways after a handful of games. And you're right. He had an opportunity. He's grabbed it and he's run with it.
And we never lost.
No,
not one game.
He was an apple tree right away.
He was.
Guys like, okay, well, I guess I'll come up here and produce some points for you guys. We're like, whoa, hold on. We actually need help in our own end a little bit more. He's okay, fine. I will step back from the points and I'll go back to, I'll solidify our own defensive zone.
Liam even gave him an office.
15 assists in his first 106 games isn't bad at all.
And a snipe.
As a 7th round
It's the C&I single just made his way through.
defensive defenseman?
Yeah.
I've never, ever seen someone score a goal like he did at the Heritage Classic.
Yeah.
Took like 3-4 bounces on the way in.
It was the craziest goal. Like that. He could not do that again if he tried. I guarantee it.
Oh, man, he was set up for a nice one-timer there the other night and just missed that by a fraction of an inch, I think. Hit the ice all too soon.
Way she goes. We salute you, Vin. We speak your name. Tyler, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
I said Vinny.
That was.
Did you? Rick, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
Well, Tyler stole mine, but I'm going to go with another defenseman back there. One that's really helped solidify our back end. He had a really good game. He had a decent game against Dallas there. But no, I'm going to go back to Big Viking Daddy. He's still doing it. He's doing it on both sides of the puck. He's now probably doing more than anybody expected when he was traded here, and that's all you can really ask about a guy. I think this guy's going to be an essential part of us going deep in the playoffs this year.
I'm frustrated with the Oilers with their last 2 losses, so I'm going off the board. Who delivered for me? Glad you asked. Big Brother Canada's just been a good season. I'm just enjoying it.
How caught up are you?
I'm up to date.
Oh, you're up to date. I'm still a little bit behind. Spoiler, if you're more than like 2 episodes behind, I've seen Goose win his HOH.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen his OG noms, and I've seen veto, but I don't know if the veto's been used.
It's so good.
It's the blind sides and the back doors are insane.
I never watched Big Brother Canada.
It's
so
better than the
Big
American
Brother
one.
Canada, I want to give a spoiler, but I won't. They did something so fucking funny this past week on Big Brother Canada that it was just like, I wish every reality show had a little bit of that injected into it.
Nice. I'm excited to go and watch.
Also, hilariously, they have so many sponsors on that show. When they go to commercial, the plug is probably 2.5 minutes long before it gets into commercial. Makes me laugh every single time. Contestants on Big Brother Canada can win a wardrobe from winners, blah, 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 from this, a Samsung gift package, $100,000.
A lifetime supply of OxyClean. And it's like, what? Why do they want this?
Yeah, it's just so good. So, Big Brother Canada, I salute you. You delivered for me. I appreciate you. It's nice, Dan. I know you watched the American version, or at least you did. It is nice on the Canadian one. There's just people in the house, they don't even watch the show. They don't really know what's going on.
There's one guy on this year, Todd, and he doesn't really get it.
No,
and he's also, not to be rude to him, he's kind of dumb.
Well,
and he's never watched a show before, so he's just kind of like,
you know what? I think that there's something to that with the social
it's great.
experiment kind of thing, where it's just you bring in a wild card. You don't know what that guy's gonna do.
so me missus, she watches Survivor, like religiously watches Survivor, so I tend to just watch it with her from time to time. What ruins that show for me is everybody is such a dialed-in super fan that they know every single thing about what's going on.
Yeah.
That's where, like in the Canadian Big Brother, our boy Todd, he's just like fucking rolling. He goes, "What's the vetoes?" Okay, doesn't know. I love it.
There you go. They found the one guy that's living under a rock and hasn't watched a Big Brother. Of
I
any type.
still think that Big Brother needs to do like a too hot to handle type situation where they recruit a bunch of people for what they think is a different show, and then when they show up, it's Big Brother.
Ooh.
That's true.
Anyway, no need to give me all the money for my ideas, CBS. You should. But that's fine.
You'd be door dashing every night.
I'd be door dashing every single meal that I ever eat. Cooking be damned. You know what? I just throw all my kitchen out. New bedroom right in the kitchen.
Second bedroom.
New bedroom.
Any room could be a bedroom if you're committed enough. Oilers have 8 games left on the season, gentlemen. I want to know what is an acceptable record to you over the last 8 games. Now, while you're thinking about it, allow me to give you a little preview of who they'll be facing, okay? We know as soon as the screen loads, because the internet in this room is not great.
It's terrible.
Okay, here we go, Tyler. I'm ready. Tonight, we know that they got the Avalanche tonight.
Mhm.
Very good team. Tomorrow, the Flams, very bad team. There was a mystery scent being investigated by police in Calgary near the airport. This isn't even a joke. This is a real story. Flames just got back from a road trip.
Obviously, it was them.
Is there like a tie there? If you have to ask the question. All right, so we got the Avs tonight. We got the Flames tomorrow. Wednesday, Vegas Golden Knights. That is at home. Friday, Arizona Coyotes at home. Saturday, Vancouver at home. Monday, San Jose at home. Then they finish off the last 2 games on the road. Arizona at the Mullet Arena. The wee little barn. Tyler will be there. And then on the Thursday, they're back in Colorado for their final game of the season against the Avalanche. So
All right.
the question is, you got 8 games left, Liam. What's the acceptable record there? You got the Avalanche twice. You've got the Coyotes twice. You got the Flams. You got the Golden Knights. You got the Canucks and the Sharks.
The point total is 11, maybe 12.
Can I not give a total? Can
Sure.
I just make a statement?
Yes, you may.
They need to beat these
Depends on
top
what the statement is.
They have to beat these top teams. Like, that has to be... You can't go into the playoffs with losses to Dallas, Vegas, Vancouver, and Colorado. You have to win more. So what have they got against those teams?
4.
4?
Yep, 4.
You have to win 3 of them.
2-1-1, okay?
You have to get points in 3 of them.
All right.
All right.
11 to 12 points.
11 to 12 points.
And then
Rick
the
doesn't
rest
carry
of them,
together.
like, should be able to get through.
Yeah, I have a W against Vegas, and I have a W against Vancouver.
2 back-to-backs in there.
And then there's the Colorado ones are...
I also think you have to beat Calgary because they embarrassed you last time.
Well, I just hope that, like, on Saturday against Calgary, it's just like, we remember what happened the last time. Stomp them into the ground.
Yeah. And now they don't have Tanev, Hanifin.
But there's that smell.
There's that smell.
Well, it always stinks down there.
Does. It
true.
smells like feet and cheese in that building.
Cheesy feet.
Mm-hmm. Dan, 8 games left. What's your record for you?
I'm going to guess 5-2-1 with one of the OT losses come into Vancouver, Colorado.
5-2-1. I'd be fine with 5-2-1 in the last 8 games.
It's 11.
It's 11, yeah, I'm good with that.
I
Tyler?
think it'll be 4-3-1.
I think they'll
Nope, that's
be.
not good enough.
I
I
think,
don't think it's good enough, but I think that's what it'll be.
I think they're going to go 6-1-1.
Oh, I like
Oh,
you.
there we go. I like Tyler's.
I'm
narrative.
optimistic for once.
Hang on.
Damn.
They're so damn good on home ice.
Wahoo!
I think the odds of Vancouver beating you again.
Here we go.
Like Vancouver's beaten them 3 times already this year.
They're not doing it again.
I'm a guy, when I walk up to a roulette table and it's been 3 straight reds, I'm betting black.
Works
So,
every time.
It works every time, most of the time, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with the Oilers there. Should beat Arizona on home ice. Arizona stinks. We'll beat San Jose on home ice. San Jose stinks. I think they're primed for a bounce back this evening. And then against Vegas, why not? Win all 5 of those. Boom. Go 1-1-1 on the road trip. Win Arizona. Win in Arizona when I'm there. Get an OT loss the last, no, fuck, they'll beat Calgary too. 7-1. New answer.
Oh, baby.
14 points coming from Tyler.
Hot
They are
damn.
going to start a 6-game winning streak.
I
Here we
think
go.
He's got some bet going on here.
You got a couple of shekels on this or what?
Let me see your futures.
Okay, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? For our friends at Bet...
No, Nate, no.
No. For our friends at Bet99, I'm very confident they're going to go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm very confident they're going to go on a 6-game winning streak here. I'm
Bet
going
it.
I'm going to roll it over.
Every bet.
Every bet, I'm going to keep rolling.
All right.
What are we starting off with? You can start off with
A red one.
A
50?
50?
No, I dig you.
50. I'll throw 50 on them to win tonight, and I'll just roll. And when it gets to Arizona, I'll go puck line, and I'll just roll, and I'll see if I can do it.
There you go.
Hot damn.
Yesterday, Liam and I cooked up a 9-leg
We were
parlay in
so
the NHL,
close.
and we almost took it down.
What do you guys have it up?
We down every game that happened yesterday.
I love those.
And
We
I-
just sat on the show and did it live. It was great.
I'm very happy it didn't come down to the final leg because I said San Jose would beat LA. They didn't.
So you lost 2 legs?
That one lost. We lost 2 legs, I
I
think.
think it
Yeah.
was St. Louis when we lost.
Yeah. St. Louis didn't beat
Phew.
Nashville.
Phew.
Tyler is looking to make some money in
Here
these
comes the
final 8 games
money.
of the season.
You just do what you at home and the internet works too.
Yeah, I probably should.
Since you mentioned Bet99, Tyler,
You didn't answer your own question.
what did I say?
What's your record? What's your points?
I'm going 8-0.
Yes, I love it.
16 points in the bank. Let's go.
The most important thing this team does, I think there's, what did you say, 3 road games left?
Yeah.
They figure out their power play on the road.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice, Rick.
That'd be nice, Rick.
Dan?
It'd be nice.
There you go. So that's about to lay Dan. I'm waiting for you on this one.
It would be nice if the Oilers could do that.
Yeah, that'd be
pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Be nice.
So I've got a couple of future bets I want to talk about. Let me think of my plugs here. So we're going to do a Bet99 plug. I just don't know if I want to order it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to change this order here. On the fly. I'm producing on the fly, people. New line combos this morning. We're going to talk about those, and then we're going to go into the betting talk because some of those pertain to tonight's game. I've got a couple of bets for that I want to ask you about for our friends at Bet99. Currently.
Sensitive subject for some people.
Yes. New line combos, gentlemen. Nobby whipping them around again. Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman. He's going nuclear on the top. Henrique, Nuge, Fogle on the second line. Kane, McLeod, Perry is your third line. Janmark, Ryan, Brown. Sam Carrick is the healthy scratch. Your D pairings are Ekholm, Bouchard. CC is with Nurse, and Vinny is with Kulak. Your standard operating procedure for it is Liam. It is Liam the Yawner.
What?
Yes.
We
Thank
all,
you.
to be fair, we all yawn. We just need to get in the habit. I've been going like this. If you're gonna yawn, yeah, Rick's actually really good at it too. I'll give Rick credit.
Like that one was
You just yawned
on
right into your mic.
My
though.
mic's not even close.
He leaned.
I
into
got
it.
accused on Twitter. I saw it from
No.
the Hockey Fights account there earlier this week, and it wasn't me this week.
Leaning back doesn't do it.
What am I supposed to do?
I just said pull the mic all the way away, or you got
Sometimes it
That
just
was push.
happens.
That was pushing it.
I don't think
No one's ever just accidentally yawned. You've got a you're having an issue over there with the cup. You got a 3-second window. You're like, oh, here comes the yawn.
Don't touch that. Now I can't reuse it.
I love that.
Was
we're
that
gonna-
actually your water cup?
Yes, that's my cup.
You can
thought
use
that
it.
was-
Just
What do you
drink from the
mean
other
you can't use
end.
it?
I thought
Just
that
went
was.
on the ground. That's
I
right
thought that
where
was
we
one of the
walk.
cups Chalmers always has a cup for real life because he's always drinking a rye.
I was gonna say that's full of booze. Then
This is why I bring my own water bottle usually.
Liz, are you not reusing that cup on the floor? Because I
have no
reuse that
issues
every
with
time.
that.
No, I'm not. That's where we all walk. And look, that's right where it's laying now is where I put my lips.
What about on the other side?
No,
why
I
do you
don't-
put your
I
lips
don't
on the
like
floor right there?
Yeah.
That's too close to the
That's where my
seam.
cup is.
Oh, that's where you put your lips on the cup.
This is unbelievable.
Gentlemen, thoughts on the new line combos?
Power on power tonight. Nobby said.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, people have to realize that the 2 best players for Colorado, 2 offensive players for Colorado, play on the same line.
Who they
So
beat?
that- Rantanen and McKinnon.
Never
So
heard
that's the whole point of putting our line together. But at the same time, we've said it before, outside of that line, there's 9 forwards. They need to figure out how to produce without the help of the 2 big guys.
Bingo.
I actually have no problem with it.
Last time they played Colorado.
And if you look at it real, the 3rd line, 4th line haven't changed. It's just 2 guys off lines 1 and 2, is it not?
Yeah, Nuge and Dry, I guess.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I would flip, to be honest, is I understand the power on power thing you're talking about. I might try Henrique at center and put Nuge back on the wing. Thoughts?
Nuge needs to score a goal.
Well, amen. But like, I want to go back
There's a couple of
to the
those
line
guys.
combos, right? Don't you think wouldn't you try Henrique on at center, Nuge on the wing?
Yes, but I
Yeah,
think
but
right now they're
Fogle.
just playing with lines right now.
Actually, no, I wouldn't.
I want to see what the lineup is on April 22nd.
Why wouldn't you do it?
Because I think Henrique has found better success on the wing. And Nuge isn't scoring anything right now, so maybe he's better at center at the moment.
Maybe he needs one in the works.
I think that line's gonna be relatively fluid, anyways.
Like we talked about it with Kane and Nuge the other day when they both had their goals disallowed. Man, both of those guys need one.
Oh, yeah, they both
The
did,
worst
that's
way.
Right. Oh, that is a bummer. Yeah, those 2 need to get going.
4 days
Daryl
later.
needs a game tonight.
Daryl does.
But no, that's just it. He doesn't need a game. He just has to play well. You don't have to go out there and try and go out there and try and get the cameras on you. Just go out and play a solid game. I don't want them to even mention your name too many times.
Simple.
Just go play your game. There's no extra pressure. You don't have to make up for anything. You're starting from zero. Just go play your game.
If you're trying to decide whether to pinch or not, probably not.
Well, if you're deciding, then don't.
Yeah, if
it's an instinctual thing.
Yeah,
probably not.
Like even watching that, I was like, here comes the puck, and then he comes out. Oh, that's a late. Oh, and then 3, and then the 4th guy coming on.
Tyler very much spoke to me on Twitter the other night when you were talking about the Oilers giving up pucks at the blue lines. Drives me nuts.
You love. I was thinking of you as I sent that tweet.
Drives me nuts.
Like that was such a. I don't know what the guy was doing. Here's a bad play, right? So I'm not gonna lose my mind. The Nurse pinch that everyone's thinks he should be out of the league for.
Well, he should. Yeah.
Whatever. You
Makes sense.
Him for the rest
What's
of
his
the year.
bio like?
Personally, I would consider playing another sport.
What's his? Don't look that.
Baseball.
What? You don't think that pinch deserves to be bought out for that pinch?
I thought you said bio, not bio.
Oh, his
I thought you
bio.
said bio was what at first too, and then you looked up cap friendly.
If you're gonna buy out Nurse for that, you got to buy out Draisaitl too.
Yeah.
For that same.
Darnell Nurse's bio is so bad. That's really. I mean, not that you would ever
We're not
consider
We're
doing
buying
it.
out Nurse and Campbell.
Draisaitl's
Yeah.
bio's not bad.
No, he's 1 year left. That's why.
Why have you ever looked into that? What is it?
Cap it drops to 3.1 next year. 2.6 of dead the year after. Get rid of some of those mistakes at the blue line.
They're replacing 40 goals a season.
I love this game. I might fucking buy out Stuart Skinner this summer.
Couple 4th liners, Liam. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Stuart Skinner is a sick buyout because of how young he is.
Hell yeah! Only a third of that contract, Playboy.
None of it. Isn't he in that Yamamoto thing where there's nothing?
It's 1/3 instead of 2/3.
Oh yeah.
His cap would only be $58K in a couple of years if you bought him out.
Imagine the player Rodrigo.
And then you could sign him to a new contract. Think about how good the new contract could be.
Yeah, this is not a bad idea.
Or like in the next CBA, can't the league just negotiate some NFL rules where they're just like, we're going to cut you for no fucking reason. You're going to like it.
The Texans acquired Stephon Diggs from my Buffalo Bills. He had 4 years left on his
We're just
contract.
gonna eliminate 3 of them.
They just said it's a 1 year deal now. You're a free agent. At the end of the year.
Part of the deal of the trade. Part of the deal of the trade was we'll erase those last 3 years on your contract.
Cool. And he's just like,
He was like, sure, I'll be a
he's
free
fine.
agent again.
Because when he signed a contract 4 years, 1 year ago, I guess, was 4 year, and then signing it 2 years after that, your average is gonna go way through the roof.
Yeah.
The cap went up 30 mil this year.
I would, not to get too into the weeds on this, but I would love to see the league institute something like that. Because again, the Diggs thing's mutual, right? Diggs was like, okay, I agree, I want to be a free agent again. The Texans were like, we're gonna have guys to pay at the end of next year.
Cool, no problem.
We're gonna do it. Well, a cool rule in the NHL would be you can restructure a player's contract.
He does not like. He does not like.
Now
your
there's too much going on,
argument
but you can restructure a player's contract, but they need to come out with net more money than their original deal.
What do you mean?
So the thinking would be, let's say the Oilers this summer, they have Cody Ceci at $3.25 million. They restructure him and say, okay, you're going to be a third pairing D-man for us. And instead of having 1 year, 3.25 left, we're actually going to turn that into a 2 year contract at $1.8 million a year. So you get an extra $400K. We've now restructured. Think about like Chris Russell on his deal, right? Yeah. Like how we hated him at $4 million. He then signed like a 1 year deal after, and everyone's like, "Whoa, this guy's like a really good third pairing D man." It'd be cool if the NHL had a restructure clause.
Then we could buy CC out.
So like essentially the point would be as long as the player gets more money overall.
And it could even be something so like the Oilers have Stuart Skinner at $2.6 million for the next 2 years. That's quickly going to become the best contract in the NHL also. But if they were like, you know what? We're going to have to pay you a ton in a few years. Let's just restructure it this summer. Let's make you, instead of 2 more years at 2.6, how about we extend this thing a little bit and go 4 more years at $4 million a year? And like, okay, we're going to lose that on our 2 years of savings, but we're going to get you for 2 more years at $4 million. I'd love a mutual restructure.
You better sit down and do that with Mr. Number 2 as well.
He might,
big time.
That's going to be a...
But it'd be cool if the NHL had a way for teams to actually get more creative.
I was trying to think of like Bouchard. I was thinking about Bouchard the other day, and when he's up for renewal,
9 or 10.
we need to have a camera on Jay that whole time. For when the details actually hit,
It's going to be
between
$9 and $10 million.
is going to be outstanding.
Yeah.
I think I have a stat.
Go ahead.
Let me look it up. Do you have an ad read or something?
I do. I want to get to some betting talk here, Liam. While you're looking that up, I'm going to tell you that Bet99 is the #1 online gaming experience in Canada, built by Canadians for Canadians. Elevate your experience at Bet99. Experience Bet99. Same game parlays, player props, flash bet markets, fast payouts, and smooth transactions. If you are 19 plus, can play responsibly and not a person in Ontario, Bet99 is the book for you. Liam, you got your stat? Or should I keep going?
Yeah. Do you have another ad read?
Nope, but I've got some bets that I can talk about.
Ooh.
That'll work.
Tyler, you want a couple of bets?
There's a couple I really like for tonight.
All right. Well, let me talk about this one first. I just think this is a fun bet that Bet99 has on their futures tab. Dan, Stanley Cup winner, country of the winner. There are 3 Canadian teams in the playoffs this year. Obviously, there are more American teams. So
There are 4 Canadian teams. Vancouver, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Toronto.
I don't count Winnipeg.
Okay.
I was gonna say don't count Toronto.
I forgot about Winnipeg, but so does everyone else. Minus 290 for an American team to win. So they've got 12 teams in. Let me check the math. 12 plus 4 equals 16.
Canadian.
That sounds good. Plus 235 for a
Jump on
Canadian
it.
team.
Really?
Where's that cup gonna be in the June 25th ish?
So then when you just bet on the Oilers to win?
Well, you can't. Yeah, I mean, do both. Do whatever.
I'm just
Double down.
to me, like, how many of do the Leafs have an authentic chance of going to the Cup final this year and winning?
They do. When you have that much offense, you do. I'm sorry. Like I don't like them. I don't think they do.
Breaking news.
But that team,
Rick is
that
a
team
Leafs
can
fan.
score a lot of goals.
A Leaf shirt on it.
Yeah, that team can score a lot of goals.
He's got his Matthews
they can
undies
go
on.
out there and do it.
Rip the white off of the Oilers. It's actually Leafs Nation. It says it on his hoodie.
I think the Jets have too tough of a path to get out of the Central. To have to beat Colorado and Dallas back to back is a doozy. I don't believe in Vancouver's authentic Cup contenders. Toronto, maybe you can make the argument. I would just rather bet on Edmonton.
Fair. I mean, Winnipeg. The way the playoffs are right now, I'll sign off on it right now. Us and Vegas.
So essentially you're betting on a 1 in 4 chance that a Canadian team will win.
Yeah.
But you're getting worse than 4-1 odds.
Yeah, you are.
With a very good chance you'll have 50-50 odds once you get to the Stanley Cup final.
Perhaps.
I mean,
if Winnipeg can get through their first 2.
well, can you imagine if you made that bet and like the East Conference final was Toronto and someone,
And then
the West was Edmonton, Winnipeg, and you're like, whoa, you'd feel like a genius.
Couple of bets for tonight's game, gentlemen. Same game parlays. This one to me almost feels like free money. So did I hit it? Yes, I did. Liam, how do you feel about a same game parlay from our friends on Bet99 that says Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon both score anytime goals plus 350?
350?
Oh, I mean, you can't miss on that,
It's
can you?
plus 350 for
Plus
that one.
350.
Yeah, I like that.
Can I give
Basically free money.
Can I give you another couple I like on Bet99?
Feel free.
Both of those 2 players to record a power play point plus 320, or you want to get dangerous, both those players to go over 1.5 power play points, 25-1.
Ooh, spicy.
Or this power play loves home ice.
That means the penalty kill is shit, though.
Hold on a second here. What if you take your first bet and your first bet and put them together?
And they made a
2
sweet
power
baby.
play points and 2 goals. Or one per.
I don't know if you can do that
They don't have that one as a pre-built.
pre-built.
Yeah, these are the pre-built same game parlays.
My bad.
Would be tempting, though.
How about this one, Liam? How do you feel that the Oilers are minus 130 favorites on the money line against the Colorado Avalanche?
I feel good. The Avalanche are below average on the road.
They also probably got to their hotel at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
The Avalanche.
Where did they play? Calgary last night?
Minnesota.
19, 15, and 5 on the road, the Avalanche this year.
Oilers minus 130 favorites.
I think that's actually really good odds.
Tyler?
Makes sense. Oilers are such a good home team; they're going to be favorited every time. So it's a decent price tag. I think if I'm playing it though on Bet99, I'm combining it with like a Draisaitl goal or a McDavid goal
Or a regulation.
or no. See, because I want the window open for OT tonight. It's nothing worse than a regulation win and then it goes to OT and you're like, do I even want the Oilers? Well, I'm just kidding.
What a
Yeah,
rascal.
OT. It's against that team. OT is terrifying.
Tyler's being a sneaky rascal
And
lately.
if you take our home record, their away record, that should not go to overtime.
Yesterday,
Yep.
our boy Spencer, who works here at
Right.
HQ, was asking in the group chat if anybody wants to play a Masters, like just an office pool for the Masters.
Right.
And Tyler's sneaky, and he goes, "You know what? I don't plan on watching any of this." And then immediately after, he drops a GIF in there that just goes "psych," and he goes, "Of course I'm in." You're being a stinker.
Cheeky guy.
You're being a stinker.
I have my stat.
Oh, you found it.
Do you?
Need it?
One
Please.
moment, please. Let me finish this
Hold on.
plug, and then you get to that stat,
Okay.
okay? Dan, just final thoughts. How do you feel like the people's money is going on Oilers favored at -130?
I guessing that people would be looking at the Avalanche right now, especially with the Oilers having lost the Stars in value there. But I think the Oilers are winning this game. So
Bet99 is proud to have partnerships with George St. Pierre, Olivier Aubin-Mercier, CF Montreal, George Larac, and F1 Montreal. The Grand Prix is coming up. If you are 19 plus, can play responsibly and not a person in Ontario, Bet99 is here for you. The #1 online gaming experience in Canada, built by Canadians for Canadians. Liam, time for your stat.
My stat. Evan Bouchard has been on more goals at 5-on-5 for than Cale Makar, and has fewer goals against at 5-on-5 than Cale Makar.
Also has 6-game winners. Cale Makar has 0.
So there you go. It just made me think when I saw that earlier in the year. I wanted to make sure I was right when you were talking about what Bouchard is going to get. Like, I'm not saying he's Cale Makar.
No,
the
but
stats
everyone
are
can, you
saying
can't
it's, like,
compare to
pretty
Cale
close.
Makar's contract either, because Cale Makar signed his contract like 3 years ago. At least when by the time Bouchard signs his contract, it's going to be 3 years.
But I'm just saying, like, he's earned whatever money he's going to get.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And the stats back it up. His numbers are actually kind of insane for the amount of players around him. Like, with 53 goals against at 5-on-5, and the next closest player on this list with 53 is Noah Dobson. Hronik, who also has 83, and no one else is in like the 60s, 50s, barely. So there you go.
Norris Trophy.
Bouchard, pretty good player.
Where do you think Bouchard's going to come in Norris voting? Is he going to be top 3, top 5?
5.
I'll say top 5 probably.
I'll say he's exactly 5.
I think
That's
it'll
top
be
5.
4. Who would it be?
Hughes, Makar, Yossi, Hedman, Bouch. Bouch, Dobson, I think will both
I think
get a
it's
lot of
Quinn
votes.
Hughes to lose, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, and I think that's
That's fine.
fair. I think it's very interesting, though, because everyone just calls Bouchard a power play merchant.
Yeah, well, he is.
Well, he has more 5-on-5 points than
Makar.
Makar this season.
I don't count those ones either.
Yep. How
You
many
know,
secondary assists?
Cale Makar plays like
There's too many-
70%
too
of
many
his
goals
time on
from
ice with
tap-in
Nathan
areas.
McKinnon.
Does he?
Bouchard plays less time with McDavid.
There you go.
Makes you
Bouchard's
think.
better.
Speaking of McDavid, guy's on fire. I'm trying to find our boy Sid. NHL Sid had some tweets about Connor here, and I'm trying to find them.
Mm.
I don't know how he got so smart, NHL Sid, but he teaches me a lot. Here we go. After playing with an injury to start the season, McDavid has 87 assists and 112 total points in his past 56 games.
What?
67 of those points have been at even strength. That is a 164-point pace and nearly a 100-point pace at even strength alone. Even strength merchant.
Even strength merchant.
Something to think about, you know? As
Does
we
he
talk,
get it tonight? Does he get it tonight?
how many does he need? 3?
Yeah. No, I'll say he does it tomorrow in Calgary.
Yeah, I'd like it tomorrow in Calgary.
I would prefer it today in Edmonton.
I would like it tomorrow in Calgary so that a building half full of Oilers fans behind enemy lines can enjoy it all.
Yeah, they deserve it.
They're risking their lives going in there. We lost
They
a lot of
are.
good Sherpas getting up to the press level.
I know some of our favorites.
The other day after the loss to Dallas, there was a lot of people wanking on about a graphic that Sportsnet put out that said the Oilers can't beat teams in the playoffs.
So dumb.
It is. It's ridiculous. So our boy Jason Gregor, Soft J, Jason Gregor,
Mm-hmm.
he put together some numbers today in the game notes leading up to the game preview. Let me go through the other 7 playoff-bound teams in the Western Conference and the Oilers' record against them since Kris Knoblauch took over from Jay Woodcroft. Tyler, you ready?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Los Angeles Kings. The Oilers are 3-1.
It's good.
Winnipeg Jets, 2-0.
It's good.
Nashville, 1-0.
Solid.
Vegas, 1-1.
Okay.
Colorado, 0-1. So that was an OTL.
Yeah, you got a point.
Dallas, 1-2.
Yeah.
Haven't played Vancouver yet since that opening little stretch of the season.
Yeah, so those games don't count.
So when you hear numbers like that, They've only got 4 losses in those games. Thoughts?
I prefer the narratives to make the Oilers look bad, so I'm rejecting your facts.
Okay.
Well, don't understand the argument of like. So the Oilers are what in the league? I think they're like 7th or something like that. Maybe that's too
Something
high.
like
10th, 7th, whatever it is. So if the Oilers were beating those top teams on a regular basis, they would probably be a top 5 team in the NHL. No. So
Yeah.
the Oilers' record against those top teams shouldn't it should be obvious almost. Does that make sense? Like for
Yes.
where they are in the league? Yes, no kidding they're not beating those top teams. If they were, they would be 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in the league, whatever it would be. So I don't know. I just think sometimes, like I said this off the start, but like the Oilers are going to lose 2 good teams sometimes because guess what? Those other teams are also good.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let me check the notes on that.
Colorado beat Dallas
sounds good.
5-1 this season. I think Dallas did the same to them too. Like it's gonna happen. Do you remember in 2017 the Oilers got absolutely whacked by San Jose in Game 3? I think it was
Smoked,
7-1 or something like that.
Yeah, something like
They
that.
then went and won the next game and then won the series.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't. It just sometimes you're gonna lose, sometimes you're gonna win.
There's absolutely this isn't F1. There's definitely an element of any given Sunday.
Yes.
Like who did you just say lost to Columbus, Tyler?
Colorado.
Yeah.
Who also
Happens.
beat Edmonton. Columbus also beat the New York Rangers and ended their win streak.
Yes.
I just
Terrible
don't get
teams.
it. The Oilers also beat the Rangers in Madison Square Gardens this season.
These are just
And
weak
they beat
arguments.
Vegas this
Comeback
season.
win.
They're just weak
Yes.
arguments by people who are
They have
upset and
No,
We're
don't know
weak
how to.
themselves.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
They just have to have emotional outbursts, and that's their emotional outburst.
Yeah, children.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
dumb
Fucking
ones
peasants.
too.
I just don't get it. Like at the start of the season, 100%. The Oilers they could barely beat anyone. They were beating themselves more than other teams.
It's usually the way it goes with this team.
It's okay. The season changes so much. It just drives me crazy. Anyone would have thought they would have just got swept by the Anaheim Ducks in round 1. The way people were reacting on Wednesday.
This rate, they might.
Well, you never know.
I'm hungry.
Something to think about.
I'm
Oh,
so hungry. It's
Still got
causing
2
me
more
to
segments.
slip into delusion.
Still got a couple of segments, so
Ugh.
you're gonna have to grind through.
Let's speed her up.
Thankfully, we're almost done, Tyler.
Okay.
It's almost time for a snack. Ask the Idiots, courtesy of our friends at Greta on Saturday. We will be there. What's the problem be?
My laptop just turned off. What's the time on there?
102.
102. God,
How did it turn off?
because it sucks.
We just bought you a new
I
laptop.
know it doesn't work.
Mine is also having the same issue where, like,
That's crazy.
sometimes I'll toss it in my backpack, and when I get home, it is 2,000 degrees.
It is nuts.
Oh my god, your charging thing is like piping hot, bro.
It's not that bad. Gee, I thought I was gonna get like, ow.
Don't shock yourself. Do we need electrical work? Get Pat in here.
What is?
Dan is going to be the
piping hot.
arbiter.
I didn't understand what was happening there. Am I getting an IFL
It's not
charger?
cold.
It's not hot, but I wouldn't say it's piping hot either.
There's Rick's final,
Warm, but not
final
piping
say.
hot.
Final say.
Oh, if you touch the right spots,
Oh
it's.
my god. Okay.
On Saturday, we will be at Greta for the viewing party. There's a BOA. We're going to be having a great time. We're going to be watching the game. We're going to be giving away some prizes. And most importantly, we're going to be raising some money in support of the Logan Hunter Memorial Fund. Tickets are available at nationgear.ca. Join us on Saturday. Join us. We're going to make Waz play the football game. Unfortunately, Liam won't be there this weekend. He's got some pre-scheduled events. We will make Waz get on that football game, and I will videotape it.
He keeps talking about how is that there's a narrative out there about you two, and it's so negative and it's not good. He's like, you are leading the narrative.
You are
You're
the
one
only.
posting these
He's the
videos.
only reason that narrative exists.
And lest anyone forget, our Tuesday meetings, which are not broadcast anywhere,
No.
in the chat, Waz will often chime in with, Liam doesn't know how to throw a ball.
Can I offer this up?
Yes.
I think I could beat Waz in the basketball game if you blindfolded me.
In the basketball game?
Yeah.
Or the football game?
Basketball. Football, you need to be able to see what numbers are popping up.
Should we try that?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think I could dummy Waz.
I have my red hot charger back.
You know what? I'm in. I'd love to see you try.
It'd be great.
Greta on Saturday, nationgear.ca. Get your tickets. Help us raise a little bit of money. Come enjoy the game with us. Ask the Idiots. Gentlemen, we've got 3 questions. 2 are Oilers related. 1 is not Oilers related.
Hooray.
Get your caps on. Liam, I'm going to start with you and your red hot charger. Predict what you think Draisaitl and Bouchard's next contract will look like. And do we have to clear out some money to make both of them happen? If yes, who they be? That one comes in from Blake.
Oh, God. Okay, so I think Draisaitl will probably get no less than 13. And Bouchard, I've not even thought about Bouchard, if I have to be completely honest.
I'm so glad you didn't ask me first.
Probably 9, the minimum. Is that too crazy on Bouchard?
Nope.
If he has another season like this next year, 9. So, but the cool part about it is you don't really have to move out too much because your contracts don't go that far. Like, you probably have to move Evander Kane.
Yeah.
And Jack Campbell. So once you get those two,
Brett Kulak's probably going to go.
yeah,
Yep.
like you should be fine. Like they're only
And the cap
David 1 year, then you have Hyman for 3 more years, and then Nuge for whatever in the forward group, and then just Nurse and Ekholm.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember too is like to get from where Draisaitl needs to be, or from where he's now to where he needs to be. Like, yeah, let's say he needs 13.5. Okay, you trade Evander Kane. There's the $5 million gap you just made up. Cap's going up $4 million this offseason. 5. If it goes up, let's say another 5 the year after, and then by the time, or that would be when we need to get Bouchard done. Bouchard's at 3.9. Cap goes up $5 million that summer. Bouchard
Almost
just
right done.
eats up your 5 thing. That would put him at 8.9. You're basically
What are your numbers
there.
for both of them?
13.5 and 9.25.
Rick, what are your numbers?
I have 13 and a half, 9 and a half.
Dan?
I have a little bit less for Draisaitl and a little bit more for Bouchard.
It,
It's like 9.75, or do you think
Yeah.
Bouchard gets a 10?
I could even see him getting to 10 at that point, just because I think that the league, we're going to have a couple more young guys coming up at that time too, right? He's in, what was his?
he's
who was
only
it?
got 1 more year and then his contract's
Who
due.
else was in his draft year though? Well, there's other
No,
guys that are
Dobson.
in that mix.
I don't know what his
Yeah.
contract
Bouchard?
status is.
Yeah.
Dobson would have been the one.
Yeah, I think that he's going to have another couple years of leading the league in offensive numbers too. So yeah, I think
Marner's
Bouchard's gonna get there.
contract will be interesting, but as long as that doesn't go above Matthews, then I think then Leon will be fine at 13 and a half.
I'm going 13.5 for Leon, 10 for Bouchard.
Yeah, they'll be somewhere around there, won't they?
And that's fine.
Who they
Yeah,
got to
if we're
clear out to
starting
make it
out with
happen? I agree with Liam. Probably Evander Kane's going to go. I think Brett Kulak will go, but I think that'll probably be the plan for Broberg next year anyway.
And Campbell.
And then Jack Campbell. Next question. Oh, I like this one. Rick, you're up first because I want to pick on you.
Yes.
Who are the 4 players on your personal Mount Rushmore as your all-time Oilers favorites?
Sick question.
Too old for this one.
All time.
Okay, so
Your personal all-time favorites. Not all-time best, not all-time greats, your personal favorites. Your top 4 on the Mount Rushmore.
So based on my age and everything, I'm be going from 1990 on. I would have been 9 or whatever, so I think that's just fine. So I believe we have to go with Bill Ranford, Doug Waite, Alex Hemsky, Connor McDavid.
That was a nice mix.
Thank you.
Tyler, you're up next. Your top 4, your Mount Rushmore, your top 4 favorite Oilers of all time.
Again, keep in mind my era. Hemsky, Gagne, Connor, and Nuge.
Liam, your Mount Rushmore. Who's your top 4?
McDavid, Eberle. Oh, sorry. McDavid, Hall, Ryan Jones, and I will say, who's one? I'm trying to think of like a good one from recent memory. Probably, Devon Shaw.
There you go. There's Liam's Mount Rushmore. Dan, who you got on your top 4? Who we carving in the mountain?
I'm going to go Curtis Joseph, Ryan Smith, Connor McDavid, and Brad Malone.
I will go with Ryan Smith, Alex Hemsky, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid.
Hell yeah, brother.
I like this question.
Great question.
We're into that now as an Oilers fandom. I think we're into that part where there is 4 people for everybody now. You got
Well, that's why I thought it was such an interesting question, because it was like your personal Mount Rushmore. Like, who's your favorite people?
Yeah,
That's why I like the Ryan Jones pick is funny to me, because those 2, he had like 18 goals back-to-back seasons. People
Patrick
like,
1 year.
love to see it.
Can you imagine his hair on carved into
Come
a
on.
mountain?
So that was my favorite players. I have a bit of a different view of things too. So let's give you my favorite people.
Oh.
Davidson, Vincent, Jujar.
You're going to have a long mountain.
Yeah.
Jujar was a good guy.
He gets the top part of it.
He would come to crew games. Him and Matt Benning would come. I think I told this story before. And when other Oilers came, they just kind of like sat in the back. And Jujar and Matt Benning would like stand in the lobby, just stand in the burger line, take pictures with people, sign autographs.
And then my last one's going to be
Good
Halsey.
guys.
You do have a very different experience.
I
than
have
most people.
something that doesn't, not a lot of people get. So
I was just trying to think about whose jerseys are on the wall for you. I love this question. I'm starting with Tyler. This one's just fun to me. This comes in from Lance. It is Friday afternoon, and I'm giving you $20 to feed yourself for the weekend. You have no food in your house, but you do have condiments. What are you doing to keep yourself fed all weekend?
$20 fed all weekend?
Yep.
Fuck yeah, what a great question. You're starting with me?
Yep.
Okay, KD for lunch both days. Boom, boom.
Okay, so that's probably like what,
$2
each?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I'm still cooking with $18 for breakfast and dinner. Breakfast, I would go and I would just get 2 bagels. That'd be my breakfast each day.
All right.
So we're talking a couple bucks a bagel.
Sure.
Go to the local shop.
Yep.
So 2, 4, say we're at $6. I got $14 left for my 2 dinners.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm honestly gonna do. Oh man, now it's getting tough because I want to have some sort of a meat product.
That's going to get tricky.
Yeah,
Meat ain't cheap these days.
Tricky. No, meat is not cheap these days. But how could I?
Maybe you can get like
Cheap
yourself a
one.
chicken thigh.
Ooh.
Bone-in chicken thigh?
I would do just. It has to be on sale for it to work. But you can get like a cheap pack of bacon for like $5.99 at the grocery
Okay,
store.
sometimes.
So now we're up to $12. So I'll do that. A loaf of bread for $2.
Mm-hmm.
And how much is half a pack of Kraft Singles? Can I make myself
Cheese ain't cheap.
I know.
$4 or $5
I would just spend whatever I have left on as much cheese as I possibly can, grilled cheese and bacon for dinner.
I mean you can get them on sale too, right?
Yeah.
You'll
So I think if you shop the sales, you could do it. You could eat every meal for a weekend for $20.
Dan, how are you feeding yourself for the weekend for $20?
I go to Costco and
He's
I
getting
purchase
$1.50 hot dogs.
$12.50 hot dogs, and I just spread those glizzies out over the weekend.
Actually, you know what would be a great shout in this? A fucking rotisserie chicken
Oh yeah, that's
and a pack of tortillas.
That
You'd be
was
eating.
on my list.
Yeah, same.
But Liam, I want to go to you. How are you feeding yourself for the weekend? You got
Sorry, I
$20.
ruined yours.
$20 to feed myself.
That's
over
right.
One weekend. So I'm gonna go on Domino's, and I'm gonna use the code UNI,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna get 2 pizzas 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
One for Saturday, one for Sunday. Spread it out across 3 meals.
You just did 2 Zaws.
Yeah, just 2 extra large. Could probably get them under $10. 2 cheese maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting that.
So you're keeping change.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting that.
I got a pop.
I
You're
give
not
my,
spending your per diem. Get
I
a
give
bone,
myself
toss it
points
in
for
a cup.
actually thinking of proper breakfasts, lunches,
I don't
dinners.
think yours is gonna fit under there. By the way,
I bet it would.
I don't think so.
No tip.
Costco hot dogs have everything a breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs.
Yeah, and you get the drink. Come on.
Come on.
Rick, you got $20. How are you feeding yourself?
Drink.
Well, I know Tyler said it, and you're about to say it, but I'm definitely getting the rotisserie chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's some
So
flour.
that's what, we're at 12?
No, you can get them at
10
Costco.
bucks?
They're still under $10.
Yeah, they're like $8.99.
Yeah,
All right,
at Costco
$9.
they're still. Then you can get yourself some tortilla shells.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like $2 there. And then I'm just gonna spend the rest on hot dogs and hot dog buns.
I'm going to go the rotisserie chicken. Like, that one's a layup to me.
Especially because then the first day you can just like have the wings and all
Yeah,
that.
just
Like
a
that's
leg.
even a little snack,
Come
a
on.
leg, and then
Yeah.
pick the rest apart for.
I definitely almost crushed the whole thing right now. At once, but
If you give me one and you'd be like, just have at her, we got a bone graveyard happening.
yeah.
Rotisserie chicken, loaf of bread. I can make some Sammys. I've already got the condiments per the question.
Mm-hmm. Toast, yeah, no problem.
I would like to find, I'm going to go get me a 2 liter of no-name cola.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably 99 cents.
Yeah.
That's going to last me through the weekend.
liter of cola.
Maybe I'll go like a Western Family, like no-name bag of chips. Those are $1.50. I like me a snack. For my breakfast, I'm just going to be having a buttered toast. Keep it simple, but delicious.
That's the adjustment I would make to mine. Wouldn't do the bagels. My loaf of bread would be my grilled cheeses and my toast for breakfast. Great call.
Yeah.
I now have enough money to comfortably get cheese.
And then I think I would just spend the rest of what I've got on cheese so that I can bolster my sandwiches.
Did you ever
Chicken
see that
Sammy's
video of
all
that kid
weekend?
who's like the coupon kid, and they're like, he's trying to spend under $2.
Oh,
He got
yeah.
all this shit. His bill comes like $267. He almost like shit his pants. Like, this is not good. This is not. And they're like, he's the guy to go back and like recounter. You think I have one too many cans of blah blah blah. Anything she's like, yeah, we can refund you that. So he's getting like a massive amount of food for like $1.70 or something, or like $1.50.
Grocery
used
store
to
employee
watch-
just hits him with a car in the parking lot. It's
But
like
I
never
would've- I
again.
would've tossed it from like the next person in line. Like, you're ahead of me, and this is what you're doing. Nuh-uh.
I used to watch Extreme Couponers every now and then. It is
Someone put him
fascinating.
back in his locker.
It is fascinating how some of them can like actually get a refund from the store on like all of these.
Yeah, you got like a
groceries.
basket full of food, and they're like, "Here's your $3.12." You're like, "Thank you."
But the amount of time to dumpster dive and clip the coupons required to do so, not
Nah.
interested. No, thank you. Anyway, I love those questions. Good Ask the Idiots questions. Slide on in to my DMs. Ask the boys. They don't see them beforehand. And those were just fun today. Those were just fun. So shout out to all of you. Last segment, Tyler. We're almost done, buddy. It's time for a snack. Got to tell you about the Snow Valley Aerial Park and the Rainbow Valley Campground. Opening on May 31st. It's family fun all summer long. Attractions include the Aerial Tower, White Mud Creek Mining Company, Target Golf, and the all-new Mini Golf. Creekside Eats will be open for snacks and refreshments. Watch for on-hill events all summer long. If you want to do a little camping, which I recommend we do. Opening on May 15th this summer, take advantage of 60 sites and 3 comfort camping domes right here in the city. Book your spot at rainbow-valley.com. Online bookings are available. As we do every week, gentlemen, we're going to start off hot and cold performers with our veggies.
What's the timestamp?
It is 1:16.
1:16.
1:16. Run a little bit long today, but that's okay.
Cool.
That's okay. Nation Dan, you're down at the end of the line. Your cold performer of the week.
Well, I want to be careful with this one because I don't want to take a shot at the raising of the money for it. But I'm going to give the cold performer of the week to the constant segments that we get during Oilers games in the intermission, giving us a sad story of something that's going on that is trying to sell us 50-50 tickets. I understand that we want to raise money for the community foundation, but I'm an Oilers fan and I'm watching a hockey game and I want to be watching hockey and I want to talk about and I want to hear other people's opinions about what happened in the period ahead of me, not trying to sell me on 50-50 tickets and just give me a reason to walk away from the TV and not pay attention to the entire intermission. So, sorry, go ahead, Rick.
The fact it's coming from that side of the room.
I
Instead
can't
of this side
believe
of
this
the
is
room.
what you're
it's
saying.
like,
feel
so
so
it's
much
been
I'm actually
something.
stunned.
It's been something that's been sitting on my chest for a little bit, and again,
Me too,
I want to be
keep deleting
careful.
it off my phone.
I
Like,
want
don't
to
say
be
it, Rick.
careful to not take away from the fact that we are raising money for good causes. But I'm trying to watch a hockey game, and I want my hockey assessment and my intermissions to be filled with hockey, not selling me 50-50 tickets. So that gets my cold performer of the week.
My thing is, it could be 2 minutes, not 9, or whatever we're doing.
I can go into further minutia of like you're using
can't believe
clips
it.
from fucking 7 years ago, and there's footage of me at the food bank that shows up in some of these clips because that was 2018. I was 200 pounds heavier back then.
should've
Like
just told me. I would've bought you
it's
something.
getting a little frustrating, a little bit silly to watch, and I just think that the Oilers broadcast can do a better job.
I agree.
You really lost 200 pounds?
Yes. Yep.
Jesus.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Unbelievable. Liam, you're up next. Your cold performer of the week for our friends at Snow Valley and the Rainbow Valley Campground.
Well, I just crossed off my hot performer of the week. So
Liam's hot performer was the Oilers
come
Community
on.
Foundation.
Get out of here. We're just straight lying now.
cold performer of the week, I will say, I had a flood in my house this week. That sucked.
Are you thrilled? I'm not.
It was awful.
There's usually so much behind these
There
things.
really
The fact
Yeah,
there
I
is
was just like,
nothing
I was
there.
expecting another layer
Just-
to come out.
There's so many details.
I really sucked the air out of the room with mine. So Liam was just.
Tyler, you're up next for Snow Valley Aerial Park and the Rainbow Valley Campground. Your cold performer of the week.
Toronto Blue Jays and their piss-poor offensive production.
They won today.
They did.
They are not scoring enough runs, and it's an approach problem, and management let us all down, and I'm angry at the Blue Jays. So they're my cold performer.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh
What was the final score today against one of the top teams in the MLB?
Don't worry about it.
3-0.
Keep moving on.
What do you expect from a guy who sold Jonah Hill? Of course he doesn't understand what he has at his fingertips. He's not going to put together a very good baseball team. He let Jonah Hill walk away.
I think we can all agree we're just a Shohei Ohtani away from a Blue Jays championship.
I still think he's on that plane.
He just showed up late for the sushi reservation is all.
Stuck in Vegas for a while for some reason.
Well, I mean, if there's a place to get stuck, you end up at the Tournament of Kings, you have yourself an evening, all of a sudden, you miss your flight. It happens. Rick, your cold performer of the week.
I mean, you guys left it alone, so I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to give it to the entire team right now after that terrible performance.
Oh, that's cold.
For me, I'm actually going to be specific. And again, the last time I did this, he scored that night. So I'm going to say, listen, if we got bad news coming from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, it's got to come from me. And, buddy, we need you to score. I love the assists. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people that looks down on helpers. I love them, and I love the way you collect them. But, man, do we really need you to score, pal? We really, really, really need you to score.
What the hell is going on?
It's true. None of us are allowed to say anything negative about Nuge in these segments. The last time somebody did, Chris the intern did. He no longer works here.
Mm-hmm.
I killed him. He is buried near the river. If you're hanging out at Accidental Beach in the summer, don't dig where the X is.
The 30 for 30 about the Nation Network is going to be epic.
Let's reverse the order. Let's finish off the podcast with some good news. Rick, you're up first. You're hot performer of the week.
I saw it today, but I think it came out maybe even as much as a week ago. But his name is Jacob Wasserman. He is a survivor from the Humboldt team, and he is qualified for the Paralympic Games in some sort of rowing event. I don't know what he's been through personally, although I can say I probably would not come out of it as well as he has. So all the credit to him.
Amen on that.
Pour it on!
Tyler, you're up next. What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking there might be a suspension announcement coming.
No, there isn't.
Okay.
Tyler is going to very clearly enunciate the word that got that guy suspended.
Hasn't been suspended
It'll
yet.
be his final episode.
My hot performer of the week is the Toronto Blue Jays for bouncing back with a nice 3-0 win today. Ernie Clement hit a bomb. Go Birds, I'm back.
Woo! Friday, baby! Yeah, let's celebrate Friday! Woo!
I was trying to figure out why you were so mad at Liam for updating.
I know. I was like, shut up, you're ruining my bit.
Liam, now's the time where you can thank the Oilers Charity Foundation, the Community Foundation.
I'm going to thank two people. I'm going to thank Dan for covering me on an After Dark the other day, because I had some industrial fans in my basement. And then also Kennedy, because I arguably had the worst coffee I've ever had in my life on Tuesday.
Where from?
McDonald's. I'm not going to hide it from him. It was from McDonald's. It was awful. They didn't put coffee in my latte.
So apparently, it wasn't as bad
You
as
just
the
had
leak in your house,
steamed milk?
though.
Tyler, how bad was it?
It was just milk and cream in a cup.
It was horrendous.
There was no coffee.
So
You got no business in that.
Kennedy went out.
It was the
and
accent.
She went and got me a new one.
I think this guy just asked for just latte, but just the milk.
So I heard.
He's English, so he must love warm milk.
Hot coffee next time.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
hot
essentially
coffee
a
next
cup
time.
of tea. But I don't want that. So shout out Kennedy and Dan for backing me up. Good teammates.
They're good teammates. And there
He's a hot guy!
you go, Dan.
I just liked when Liam was like going around the office offering his drink to other people. Like, you want to try this nonsense? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll take your word for it.
This tastes terrible. Try it. I'm good. I'll believe you.
Nation Dan, you're up. Your hot performer of the week for our friends at Snow Valley and the Rainbow Valley Campground.
Well, it happened at center ice at Madison Square Garden, and I'm going to give it to the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils for getting everybody excited about the game of hockey. Nothing better. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say nothing better, but few things are better than a line brawl at center ice in New York City. Absolutely mayhem. Just so much fun to be able to be in charge of hockeyfights.com when something like that happens. Just seeing everybody's excitement around it. And then watching the hockey world, the reverberations afterwards. And everybody's talking about fighting and everybody's talking about the Rangers and we're all talking about hockey.
Watching
Love to
them
see
all skate off the ice was absolutely hilarious. The
so
Devils
funny.
going out the Zamboni. And
Well-
then that's fun to watch, but then you get to watch the penalty boxes too,
Right.
where everyone's like sitting on laps and stuff.
Yeah, The showdown
I love
is
that.
the referees that didn't escort the guys off the ice. They escorted them to the penalty box first, and you had the Rangers sitting on each other's laps with Matt Rempe in the box, no less. Like
Well, he's
6
gotta
foot
be the
7
bottom, right?
monster. Yeah, it was awesome to see. It was awesome to watch. Hockey fans love it.
He's getting hot in this room too.
I also like, though, that there's so many people who they'll like pretend they don't like to watch fighting in the game or that they don't need to have it. And then something like that happens and everyone's talking about it because it was awesome.
Madison Square Garden chanting a 21-year-old kid's name a couple times this season already, and the dude has like averages 5 minutes on ice in a game.
His stat line versus the Devils is perhaps my favorite thing in the world.
When you see all those penalties that came at 2 seconds in, it's just the best. I absolutely love it. Speaking of hot guys,
He's a hot guy.
I want to give a shout out to Matthias Ekholm because down the stretch, the big man is on fire. He's doing it at both ends of the rink. Am I talking out of school when I say he's the best defenseman the Oilers have had since Pronger? I don't think so. Thoughts?
All-around defenseman, absolutely.
There's a lot of names to filter through, but not a lot of quality names, so I'm just going to go yes.
You can't have Denis Grebishkov. You can't have him. He's no Matthias Ekholm. And the big man, big Viking daddy, I love you, man. I love watching you play. You were my hot performer of the week.
Put some respect on my name.
I just did. There you have it. Another episode in the books. Wrapping it up. Tyler's got a snack to eat. He's eating the microphone.
Is that on camera?
That needs to go.
That's on camera,
everywhere.
right?
Can we get a still of that?
Yeah.
We need to make sure Tyler's hungry for every episode. This is awesome.
I'm so hungry. All I've had today is 3 Jolly Ranchers.
Well, I'm slightly attracted to you now, so we're going to end the podcast. Wrap it up. Have a great... Oh, hang on. Score prediction against Colorado. Dan.
5-3 Edmonton Oilers win.
Liam.
3-1 Oilers.
Tyler.
4-3 Oilers overtime.
6-4.
4-2 win coming at you. Reverse the order. We got Calgary tomorrow. A BOA prediction, a twofer. 4-2 win.
6-1.
6-2.
Liam.
5-4.
Nation Dan.
8-1.
Have a great weekend, everybody.